All right. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? If you're new here, I'm Matt Arts with Halloween Daily News, and welcome to Michael Myers Monday, our live broadcast where we go over all things Michael Myers in the Halloween franchise. And if you're a returning viewer, then welcome back, guys. I'm happy to be here. Hopefully you guys had a good day today. Hopefully you had a good week since we last did one of these. Got quite a few things to talk about tonight, and got a few little things for a few little show and tells that we'll do. So I see Phil has already logged on. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us. Phil, one of our regular viewers week after week, and I totally appreciate it, guys. Seems like every week we get a few new names, a few new faces joining us, and that's what it's all about. Just going to keep it rolling, keep it growing, and celebrate all things Michael Myers. Now, one of the things we're going to be talking about, like I said, there's quite a few news items I'm going to get to. And obviously, another new photo from Halloween Kills released last week that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. And a few other things. But I wanted to start off with, we usually start off with a bit of a show and tell and maybe something from the inventory. So I wanted to bring this guy out. I've shown him off before here. Hopefully that autofocus is going to pick him up all right. This is the Trick or Treat Studios 1/6 scale Halloween 1978 Michael Myers figure. This is the collectible figure. It was released late last year. And I bring him down for a few reasons. I bring him out today, besides the fact that he's awesome and I love him. I've professed my love for him before. I've got another video on this channel with some photography specifically of this figure. Also the packaging I've showed off before too. But I bring him out tonight. We've got a few more of these in stock for sale, first of all, at our online store, HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop is where you can find him. And again, this is the 78. Now, the first news item we're going to talk about is we're going to run through Trick or Treat Studios 2021 catalog. But the lead up to that is this is one of the last 2020 items to be released, and it's their first in their new line of figures. Now, already this year they've released a Halloween 4 Myers and a Halloween 5 Myers, and in that catalog they did announce a new Art the Clown. But there's other things that are not even in that catalog that is also going to be released this year. And, of course, the Halloween Kills items are not in the catalog, and they're going to be released this year. But what I am talking about as pertaining to these figures is it looks like we're going to be getting some more from Halloween 78. And I don't know if that's going to be coming this year, but I say this because in the Trick or Treat Studios Facebook group, if you're a member of that group, you might have seen recently a fan asked Justin Mabry about a young Myers figure, a Laurie figure, and a Loomis figure from 78. And Justin responded to that fan question and said, yes, maybe, and yes. Okay? So, what does that mean for tonight? Well, not a whole lot right away, but what it means is that, yes, Trick or Treat plans to produce a young Myers 78 clown figure in this 1/6 scale, I would imagine. He said maybe to Laurie, that's understandable, and yes to Loomis. How awesome is that? A young Myers. There's only ever been one young Myers released officially in figure form that I know of, and that's in that Evolution of Evil pack. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the only Clown Myers figure officially licensed ever put out. So now it sounds like we're going to be getting another one. And Loomis, I mean, we just got the Loomis from H2 from NECA, which is massive. And other than that original Michael and Loomis pack, which is one of the holy grails for collectors now, there hasn't been a Loomis figure. So I think this is huge news. And I haven't even reported on this. And again, this isn't an official announcement. It might not even happen this calendar year. But again, that's Justin Mabry. He's co-founder of Trick or Treat Studios, of the company, and he's the artist. And so they're chief artist, lead artist. So anyway, that's very exciting. And they've also got the Halloween 2018 figure coming out, and I would imagine there's going to be a Halloween Kills when that comes. So, but once again, just to wrap that little item up, it all starts with this guy. He's the first release. He's 78. They do have a bloody, what they call the Samhain edition. It's a bloody variant. And we do have, like I said, a very, very limited quantity of those 78 figures in stock right here, right now. And if you order tonight, I'll throw in a little surprise in the box for you. Okay? Okay, so that's the Halloween 78 figure from Trick or Treat Studios. That was released last year. Again, you can order yours right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. I put the link down in the description already. It should be there. Phil says, I look forward to this every week. Alan Postscript back in the house. Thank you, Alan, for joining us. Let's see. Type O fan. Hey, how's it going? Rock on. Love Type O Negative. One of my favorites. Great Halloween music. So, welcome, Type O fan. And welcome back, Phil and Alan and everybody else out there. And I'll say it again. I'll say it a lot tonight, but happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. You don't have to drink every time I say it. I just usually drink every time I say it because otherwise I won't stop talking and I'll forget to actually breathe. So that's the Trick or Treat Studios 78 figure. Like I said, now they're into action figures. Now they're doing that in addition to masks. And I was skeptical on how it would come out. I'm really pleased. You can watch weeks ago. I did a much more in-depth discussion on him. He's got over 30 points of articulation. It is cloth clothing. He comes with an interchangeable hand, right hand, one where he's holding, he's got a fist to hold the knife, and one where it's just a hand. And the mask sculpt looks great. Again, there's another. If you follow that link down in the description, you'll see much more about him. I also, that bug is the best. Thank you, Typo. Yes, this is my traditional Michael Myers Monday mug. I figured, it's the most perfect one to be drinking out of for Michael Myers Monday broadcast. So, thank you for taking notice of that. Spirit Halloween, by the way. All right. So, like I said, there's quite a bit of news items I'm going to run through tonight, including that new photo, which I'll get to. But right off the bat, since we're talking about Trick or Treat Studios, and I did talk about it last week, we talked about what new masks they have coming out pertaining to this franchise. Now, they got a ton of stuff coming out, and their catalog came out last week during the Halloween and Party Expo, and you can see it. It's on their website. You can download it. I've put up a gallery at HalloweenDailyNews.com of some of the highlights that I thought were that you guys would want to know about. But tonight, being Michael Myers Monday, we're just going to talk specifically about what they've got coming from this franchise. And so I'm just going to go ahead and pull this page up. This is 2 pages from their catalog, and as you can see, again, the big release for the company, for Trick or Treat Studios this year, obviously, is going to be the Halloween Kills mask. That's the one. It was, going to be last year. Now it's this year. They've also got Halloween Kills coveralls and Halloween Kills Butcher Knife. That's all coming this year. It's not going to be revealed for a few more months, probably until we get a full trailer, at least a full poster, at least a better look at the mask itself. But as soon as we are allowed to take pre-orders from that, we, meaning Halloween Daily News, we will be taking pre-orders for that. We've already placed our order. We're going to be among the first in the whole world to get a hold of those masks. We're going to be getting our shipment right along the same time that some of the other bigger name retailers are going to be getting theirs this year, because we placed our order earlier than ever. Actually placed it last year, but this worked out so that we could now place our order actually earlier than we did at this point last year, which translates to we're going to be able to put them up for pre-order as soon as we have permission. We're going to have a bunch of them in stock later this year, and we'll be selling them to you guys. And of course, as soon as I get one in my hand, we'll be talking about it. But we can't talk about the HK stuff. But aside from that, for this franchise, and I mentioned this last week, there's a new young Michael Myers clown mask, very similar to the one they released last year. It's the same mold. The difference is the paint job, and you can see. I guess I don't have the. Yeah, here's the 2019. This is the clown mask that was released in 2019, and you can compare that with the new version up there in the left center page. And basically what's white and yellow here is more shades of blue here, which I believe is much more screen accurate. That's certainly the goal and the idea. Also new for this year, brand new, is the officially licensed Strode Realty sign, which I don't believe has been done to scale like this ever before. And from Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, we've got the officially licensed Witch board, which is a Ouija board, and the Welcome to Santa Mira sign. Okay? So, Byron in the house. What's up, Byron? Thank you for joining us. Typo fan says, nice. Halloween 3 was awesome. Tom Atkins is a pimp. Yep, Tom's awesome. Phil says, met Tom Atkins a few times. Very nice guy. Yeah, we've met Tom a couple times. He's awesome. So that's what we're getting in the form of masks, which is really just the HK and the clown that we know of right now. But as far as props, we've got the sign, the two signs, and now that Witchboard game. But all of that I mentioned last week. There are a few other things, digging just a little bit deeper into the catalog. There's a few other things from this franchise, including the new Halloween 78 Michael Myers ornament. That's the Myers bust, as well as the Judith Myers tombstone. That joins the Halloween 2 ornament that they released last year, I believe, for the first time. And there at the bottom, you can see they're going to be selling a 3-pack of the Silver Shamrock Mask ornaments trio. Also, joining their mini bust line, in addition to Halloween 2, again, we have Michael Myers from Halloween 78 joining the mini bust lineup. And I'm just going to move right along here, because again, other than HK, there's not a ton from this franchise from Trick or Treat this year that's new. A lot of returning stuff. Again, I didn't even put up. They've still got the H4, the H5, mask from every movie. The 2018, the best selling of all time, is there. We're sold out at the moment, but we're going to be getting some more of them and some more of the 78s. But right here, you can see wrapping paper. That's right. Trick or Treat Studios now makes wrapping paper. And they've got 2 designs based on Halloween 78. One is the opening credits pumpkin, and one is that poster image. So you can see that right there. So that's Trick or Treat Studios 2021 catalog for Halloween products in a nutshell. What's in there right now? Again, the big thing from them this year will be the Halloween Kills products, specifically that mask. And they can't show that yet. So, but I do think these figures are I mean, they're a bit of a game changer because Trick or Treat was never really in the figure uh, field until last year, and now they are and it sounds like in a big way. Again, like I said, in addition to a couple Myers that are already out, they've got what I talked about earlier, the Loomis and the Myers, and maybe quote unquote a Laurie. Also, in that same Facebook group, if you read down, another fan asked Justin at the same time about the Silver Shamrock Trick or Treaters in figure form, and his response was already done or almost done, is what he said. So I don't know if that means that they're coming too. It kind of sounds that way. I don't know how the licensing works when NECA put out their clothed trio of trick-or-treaters from Halloween 3 last year. I guess maybe because it's a different scale. I guess that's how they're working it out. And again, this is not confirmation. This is not official. But, I mean, he is, telling fans in that group on Facebook that this is the case. And personally, I'm thrilled, especially for the 78 Clown and the Loomis, to join this guy because he is very much impressed me. Let's see here. Byron says, "Do you think the Halloween Kills poster will look like the Dark Knight poster?" I'm wondering how you mean like the Dark Knight poster. You mean like I'm trying to remember the Dark Knight poster. Is that with like the bats kind of forming the bat symbol? Is that maybe it would be leaves forming a jack-o'-lantern or something? Or I'm trying to remember what the Dark Knight poster looks like. Again, I'm going to get to the HK photo in just a second. Going back to last week's Halloween and Party Expo. Lots of Halloween stuff revealed. Not so much from the franchise, but there was another item that, and I did mention this last week. This guy, you can see, these are 14-inch mini animatronic figures. And they are in the catalog from Sunstar Industries, which is the parent company of Jimmy Industries. And Jimmy released these guys many years ago, and it looks like they're bringing them back. Freddy, Jason, and Michael, 14-inch mini animatronic figures. And I bring them up because I mentioned this last week. Just for reference, I thought it'd be fun to bring this guy downstairs and show you. This is the last Michael Myers mini animatronic that Jimmy released. I don't even know the exact year I got this, to be completely honest. It was definitely around 2008, possibly 2009, maybe as late as 2010 even. But this, obviously from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007 remake. And it's supposed to be Tyler Mane as Michael Myers. And you can see, the new one, it looks like, is going to be based on the 78 film. The mask, obviously different. The coverall is different. So if that's any indication. But this was the last time it was released. And I'll show you what it does. It's got a little button here on the top of his boot. And when you press it, it does have sound. And it plays the Halloween theme. And he moves. And I'm going to press it in just a minute. But again, because it plays... excuse me. Because it plays the Halloween theme, and we don't have permission to use that, and I don't particularly want the owners, Trancas and John Carpenter, to put a claim on this video or to block this video in any way, I'm going to actually mute my microphone here for just a minute, and I'm going to press the button while it's on mute, so you will not hear the music. It still makes the music. You won't hear it, but you will be able to see how he moves, and his arms kind of move, and you'll see that his head kind of does this weird kind of jerky back and forth, but it's pretty cool, and it plays Halloween 78 specifically, and it's got some of Michael breathing, very much from the '07 film. So, and this is actually one of my very first Michael Myers figures that I came into ownership of. And I want to say I got this at our local Kmart, which just closed last year. And it might have been Walmart. It's possible it could have been Walmart, but I'm pretty sure it was, for me, I found this at our Kmart. Of course, he's wearing these black gloves, which, you know, Michael doesn't really wear gloves, but so, all right. So I'm going to mute this right now, and so it'll be silent because, again, I'd rather avoid copyright issues at this point on this broadcast, and I don't want it to get blocked in any way. So I'm going to mute this, then I'm going to press the button so you can see him move, and then I'll unmute and we'll talk some more. Here we go. Okay. I know y'all were probably like, this is taking forever, and there's no. Anyway, hopefully you could see him move, and yeah, that whole time that was one button push, and it plays for that long, whatever that was, 30 seconds or however long that was. So I just brought him down. That's from my personal collection. He's not for sale or anything. Hopefully we're gonna have those new ones in stock, but as of right now, we don't have an account with Jimmy, so we're working on that. But definitely gonna have to own that for myself to add him to the collection next to this guy. And again, I say that this new one is from the '78 film. I'm assuming that's what it is. I mean, it might be from the current, the 2018 timeline film. In any case, the mask, a little questionable there, but I'll reserve judgment until I see it in person. And so I'm super stoked for that. And that's coming. That was unveiled at last week's Halloween and Party Expo 2021, along with those other items from Trick or Treat Studios that I mentioned. And again, that guy, he's just, he sits on my shelf in a place of pride, and I was gonna show him to you guys, and then I started thinking, I was like, man, he was one of the earliest ones I got, because I do have that Evolution of Evil, and I've got the McFarlane, and but yeah, those were some of the earliest, and I've also got a big 18-inch from Rob Zombie's Halloween as well, the giant Tyler Mane Myers, but I'll bring that one down here and show you guys another time. But so anyway, that's my show and tell for this week. And like I said, you can see more of both of those at HalloweenDailyNews.com. All right. Let's see. Typo Fan asks, do you think Jamie Lee will be killed off in this upcoming film? And again, I apologize for the delay, guys. If you feel like I'm ignoring you, just be patient. Sometimes I just gotta go with what I'm doing, and because I'll lose my train of thought if I don't. And but then I'll come back around and we'll chat, and then I'll go on to my next thing that I have planned to talk about. And there is a delay too. There's about a 45-second delay or so, a little bit more than normal. So do I think Jamie Lee? Do I think they'll kill off Laurie in Halloween Kills? Do I think they'll kill her in the next movie? If not in the next one, then in the next one after that. But I don't know. I guess I don't know. I could say I don't know. I've said this is what I feel. There's 3 Strode women that survived as kind of the final girl to the third power at the end of 2018. I don't think all 3 will survive the next movie. I think somebody's got to go. Maybe 2 of them have to go, just to set the stage for something epic at the end. I don't know if Laurie dies. And we're left with Allison and or Karen. That's our people we're going into ends with. And so, again, just reading into some of David Gordon Green's comments about how this one's going to get big and ends is going to get intimate again. I would be tempted to say, and again, just, knowing how Hollywood works and money and everything, I would be tempted to say, if I had to put money on something, Laurie makes it until Halloween ends, at least. Whether she survives that or not, I don't know. But that's just, if I absolutely, put a gun in my head, had to put money on something, that'd be my guess. But that's, again, taking into account a lot of ifs, ands, or buts. But, I think the bottom line is Halloween Kills is going to live up to its name, and a lot of people are going to get killed, like Michael Myers. All right, Byron says, all right, you sent the Dark Knight to my IG page. All right, I'm going to check that out. Typo says, holy shit, that thing is amazing. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I love this guy. And like I said, when I found out they were making a new version this year, super stoked for that. Byron says, I know we've had Laurie Strode in different timelines, but I'm curious if we could have Andy Manichak in other Halloween timelines. We've also seen Danielle Harris in different timelines, too. She was Jamie Lloyd in one timeline. She was Annie in a different timeline. So, it's been done. It's been done. Even PJ Souls did the cameo in 2018 as the voice of the teacher. So, technically, she's in different timelines. And let's not forget Nancy Loomis, who played Annie. She also plays... is it Linda? Tom Atkins, Chalice's ex-wife in Halloween 3. So she's in different timelines too. So, Byron, could they use Andy and or Allison in different timelines? I'd say sure. And certainly using the actor, Andy, as a different character even. That's not unheard of for this franchise. Like I just said, I mean, we saw Nancy Loomis do it. We saw Danielle Harris do it. Yeah, I mean, if she's a fan favorite, I could totally see that. And again, I know you want to see an Allison spinoff. We've talked about that on here before. I could totally, it just all depends on where these next 2 movies go. Alan says, on 3, 2, 1, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you got the right idea. You guys had it on in your head. I love that. Byron says he thinks Laurie will die in Halloween Ends. Yeah, I mean, again, if I had to actually, and I don't know, anything, so this is just pure speculation. This is pure just me fanboying, geeking out, making just wild guesses. But yeah, if I had to put money on it, I'd say she makes it to the end. But Allison Karen, I don't know. I know somebody's got to go in Kills. I know that. And I don't even want to think. I almost don't even want to say this out loud, but I feel like part of bringing back a lot of these legacy characters is really, it might be just to break our hearts and really, I don't know. But they brought Nurse Marion back at H2O specifically just to wrap up her storyline. So maybe that's what they're doing again. And Alan says he's betting this or the next she dies. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I mean, if I had to, put a gun in my head and make me guess, I'd guess probably the next one. But, I mean, she got beat up in the last movie, in the 2018 movie. And we do know that just from comments, in fact, I'm about to read David Gordon Green's latest comments, but we know that, she is beat up in this movie, and this movie is very much about the community more or less hunting down this crazy man. And remember, the working title when they were filming was Mob Rules. It was always going to be Halloween Kills, I think, or it was never going to be Mob Rules, but that was their working title. It was Uncle Orange when it was 2018. Byron still has his 4 sequel pitches. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get to this week's big news. Unexpected. I mean, it was just last week, earlier this month, and last Monday when we talked all about the first official photo from Halloween Kills. It was published from in Total Film magazine, published online first week of January. And then, after, if that's not enough, we get another official still released just this past week. And I'm going to bring it up right now. There he is. Excuse me while I have a sip. So there he is. That's our boy. Now, if you remember, we'd seen a bit of this. We first got a glimpse of that shot when it was when Halloween Kills wrapped filming, right around Halloween of 2019. Seems like forever ago now, but they wrapped filming, and if you remember, they put out that little short video with mostly behind the scenes little snippets, and we got a little taste of that bit of Michael kind of emerging from the flames there. And we know that that's Laurie Strode's house because that's the last place we saw him, but also because the article, the Empire article that accompanies this photo, says in the article that he is emerging from Laurie Strode's house. And Empire was actually so awesome that they even provided an official high-res cropped version of that shot. And there it is. Again, a lot of people did stills of this, and I think that's partly why Universal was probably ultimately okay with them putting this out in Empire so early, is because so many of us had done the stills. We had done the stills from that teaser released in 2019. So there he is. Now, one thing I noticed was the metal gating there. Because my first glance was that's Laurie's, the front of her house, but I mean, with that metal gating, I know she had it pretty barred up and secured in there, but I don't recall the front having that metal gating, so maybe the backyard. But again, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I might be, but excuse me. Let me have another drink. Yeah, I think he looks badass in that pic too, Byron. I think it's a great shot, and again, a lot of people speculated early on, how's how's he get out of Lori's house? How's he get out of that fire? Well, from the looks of this, he's just gonna walk his ass on out. And what's he holding? Is that kind of like the poker that he had earlier in the 2018 film? Again, is this what those firefighters encounter as they're pulling up to put this fire out? I mean, is he gonna slaughter some firefighters, or are they just gonna pull up in the front and maybe he just walks right out the back door as they're hosing down the front? I could totally see that. So, yeah, so that's the shot. That's the new shot, the new official photo. And we did get some new quotes from David Gordon Green at the same time, just like we did with Total Film. So the hype train is in full motion for Halloween Kills. And again, these comments echo much of what David has been saying for the last almost 2 years now. And I'll just read you quickly. He says, quote, "This film is about community fear, paranoia, misinformation, and crowd panic. This movie is a great popcorn genre movie and not really any kind of statement, but it's strange how things line up. It couldn't be a more interesting time to release a movie like this." Yeah, so that's David again, you know, commenting on the timeliness of the movie being about crowd panic, among other things, and paranoia and fear, community fear. So obviously there'll be some, some political parallels. Not even political, I'd say social parallels. And I talked about it a little bit last week that I'm totally okay with that because all of Carpenter films have that. They don't ever beat you up about it. They don't ever, knock you over the head with it. But it's there in all of his movies. So, and in all the best horror movies in general, whether you're talking about Tobe Hooper or George Romero or Wes Craven, or Carpenter. So I'm totally down with it having some social relevance to what's going on in the world right now, what has been going on right now. But at the end of the day, like he said, it's going to be a big, fun popcorn movie. And I think it's going to, like I said last week, and I've said on here before, in my opinion, I think it's going to have more of what we all loved about 2018, and they're going to trim the fat. And it's not going to, have, the Sartain type stuff that, we didn't love about 2018. And yeah, I think Michael is going to be brutal the way he was in Halloween 2, how he was arguably angrier after the events of the first film moving into the second film. So you can liken it a little bit to that. And that's kind of the way I've been looking at it. Will he be Rob Zombie brutal? I don't know. I mean, it is called Kills. So you kind of got, you got some living up to do there with a name like that. So, where is it? The halogen bar, a firefighter's weapon. Okay. So you think he got that from fighting one of the firefighters? So that's him walking out after. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think. But one more time, there's the crop. Again, you can get a pretty good look at that mask, but still that burnt part. Now, I know there's a lot of other photos that surfaced at the same time as this Empire photo. I've seen them, some behind the scenes stuff. And, we might talk about them at some point. At this point, Some of that's a little, kind of, to be honest, spoilery, in my opinion, some of it. At least some of the stuff I saw. And so I'd be a little sketchy on discussing that here at this point, anyway. But I know you guys have seen those and, behind the scenes stuff. I like to, as much as possible, let the marketing, do its thing. I want to absorb as much as possible the way that they're presenting it out. But in this day and age, spoilers are going to surface, things are going to happen. But some of those behind the scenes shots, specifically one I saw of the mask kind of laying down in the street or something. I mean, I think it's the mask. It appears to be, but it's lit really clearly not, the way it's going to be. And so I just don't really feel comfortable talking about those images and sharing those right now. Anyway, I know there's another one of Michael while they were filming that fire scene that has been everywhere, and you've all, you've seen it. Everybody's seen it, but you can't really avoid it. But if you're wondering, that's the only reason I'm not pulling it up right now. Because again, I feel like that was just a tiny bit, um, not too spoiler, not really anything we didn't already know, but just not being an official release at this point. I'd rather steer clear of that during the tonight's show at least, and probably as a general rule, I mean that's what we do at HDN typically. I mean, with 2018, there were a few times where we published some on the set photos, but in those cases, we were in direct contact with the photographers, basically, with the people that own those photos, and we're able to validate, validate their validity, So, short of being able to do something like that, we as HDN tend to not do. It's not even paparazzi, I don't know, unsanctioned set photos. It's not that we, would not share them given the right circumstances. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not trying to be spoilery, if at all possible. Of course, we want to report the news, and this here, this is more of a commentary show. This isn't really a news broadcast so much as it's me geeking out with you guys. We're just all talking Michael Myers, and so that's why I'm telling you guys this. That if you're wondering, that's why we haven't put those photos on our website, and why I'm not going to pull them up here tonight. At some point we may do that, but for right now, I want to preserve a little bit of the mystery, I guess, and also let the marketing, enjoy the marketing for what it is, and let's embrace that. So again, one more time, there's the Empire shot, and we'll do the pullback one more time. Yep, Byron says that his guess is that's a firefighter's weapon he's holding, or he tried to muscle his way out and the firefighters had to help him escape. But doubt that. So you think he's gonna encounter the firefighters first, probably, and so is he just gonna massacre these firefighters in the opening scenes of this film? These hero firefighters. It would certainly set the stage for a movie called Halloween Kills, I guess. If he kills a bunch of heroes going there trying to basically save him. All right. Not too much more. In fact, I got one more news item that you probably know about, but just in case you don't. The Legend of Halloween. This is the illustrated children's book that David Gordon Green co-wrote with Uner Tekel, a filmmaker who also did the illustrations in the book. Well, we finally have a official release date, and that is tomorrow. Actually, in just a few minutes, as of midnight. But on Tuesday, January 26th, the book will be available. There's a link in this description for this video right now that you can click. And if you click on that, you'll be able to find the link to take you to Amazon to order that book right now. I've got a copy coming. It's on the way. Actually, the publishers have been really cool, and they're sending me a copy so that I can review it for you guys. And it's on the way. I got notification over the weekend that it has been shipped out, and I was hoping it would arrive today because, then I could have it here to kind of show you guys. But there's actually a review embargo until tomorrow anyway. So anyway, that's going to arrive this week, any day now. And next Monday, I'll have it here in hand, and we'll dig into that because I'm looking forward to checking it out. I know some people are wondering, what it's all about. Is this supposed to be literally for kids, or is this for collectors, or is this for grown-ups, or and my response would be, I think it could be for all of that. I mean, I think it could be honestly a way to possibly introduce kids to Michael Myers in a kind of safe way to begin with, to where years later they see the movies and they're like, oh, this is what. But definitely for collectors, yeah. For those of us that have to own every copy of every release and all the figures and stuff like this, yeah, I think absolutely. Those of us that have the comic books, remember those awesome comics? Would still love to see more of those. But so with all that in mind, like I said, since I don't have the book here in hand to show you, we do have these. There was a first look, a couple pages that were published on Entertainment Weekly when the book was first announced late last year. And you can see right there, that's one of the pages that that's one of the pages of the book. That's the cover. It almost reminds me a bit of like Dr. Seuss, the way the rhyming is, and even the illustrations a little bit, how they're a little off, if you notice. But right there on the cover, you can see, there's Michael and Loomis and Laurie and Annie and Linda and Brackett and Tommy and Lindsay. And right there on that first page, I don't know that it's the first page, but, clearly that's the Myers house. There's Judith and her boyfriend that Michael's looking at through the window in his clown outfit. And then you've got the trick-or-treaters, and it says goblins, ghosts, and witches were running all around, but no one saw the little boy dressed up like a clown. So that gives us just a little idea. And here's two other pages that, again, just give us an idea of what to expect with this thing. That, of course, is the famous hedge. Michael lurking. There's our trio of girls walking home. All right out of that movie. And in this page, if you can't read it, it says our hero's name is Laurie. She's cute and really clever. Michael stalks this trio as they all walk home together. And on the other page, there's Michael again doing his lurking in the shadows thing, and lots of kids out trick-or-treating. And this one says, the time had come for trick-or-treats, makeup, masks, and capes, but no one saw the crazy man with the scary shape. Again, playing up the iconography of the shape himself. And I love some of those costumes that you see down there. So, again, that gives us just a little idea of what to expect with The Legend of Halloween. And again, next week I will have the book here in hand. At least it should be here by then. I expect it will be. And we'll talk much more about that. I'll be able to tell you if my suspicions are correct that it is kind of an intro for kids. For kids of horror kids like us, like we're all horror kids, right? And we're raising our kids to be horror kids, and so I think it will be a new way to, you know, uh, introduce kids, and also kind of be a, like the night before Christmas, like read it the night before Halloween before going trick or treating to really spook the kids. But also, teach them some lessons, like be aware of your surroundings and the creepy guy in the bushes. So, all right. Tootie Boo Adri, Mr. Sandman. Welcome, Tootie. Byron says, Nick Castle, James U. Courtney, Dick Warlock, George P. Wilbur, Don Shanks. That's my top 5 Michaels. So James is already up to number 2 after Nick for you. Ahead of Dick Warlock and George and Don. Wow. I am lucky enough and honored enough to be able to say that I've met all 5 of them. And I got to interview all 4 of them, just not George. George, we talked enough for it to have been an interview, and he told me some great things. It's just he was a little, he just didn't want to be on the record. And I guess that's why he was a little freer with the commentary, because he knew he wasn't on the record. But very nice man, all of them, so nice. Dick Warlock, I've hung out with him a few times, and yeah, hung out is crazy to be able to say that, but he's one of my favorite people. Don Shanks is amazing. Nick and James, again, I mean, they just, they're the best. So I hear you. I love all 5 of those guys too. Myron says in Halloween 2018 novelization, he muscled his way out, but his mask was bubbling and boiling, then melted to his face. Yeah. So we probably have that to look forward to. At least something close to that, whether it's going to be literally melted to his face or not. I mean, but a lot of people have speculated, and a lot of people have done fan films where that was the case. I mean, at the end of Resurrection, it's melted onto his face, and at the end of Halloween 2/81, it, by all accounts, should have been melted to his face. So, he walked up the stairs and tried to bend the bars. Yeah. Alan says the ultimate stranger danger book. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think it'll be obviously for the collectors a thing to have, but yeah, I think, and again, maybe I'm giving them too much credit, but I'm hoping that when I get this and read it for myself, that it would be something that you could legitimately read to a young kid that's too young for the original Halloween, but it would teach them that stranger danger lesson in a way to be careful. I don't think there's anything wrong with using the boogeyman to teach that lesson. Yeah, so if it's the ultimate stranger danger book, then yeah, I think that'd be cool. But ultimately, who's it for? I mean, sure, it's for the collectors. And if you know the story, it was originally something that David Gordon Green made for the wrap of Halloween 2018. Or was it for the wrap of Halloween Kills? See, now I've got to double check myself, because originally it was for a wrap, when they wrapped, a wrap gift. But I love how it rhymes very much like I said, like Dr. Seuss, if I could get that out. Let's see, where did I... It was announced back the same week we got that teaser. There we go. Maybe you guys know. Was it a wrap gift after Halloween 2018 or after Halloween Kills? Now I'm confusing myself. Yeah, it was after Halloween Kills, after they filmed that, wrapped in 2019. Um, David had these books made, and they and so then that led to them actually making the actual things. And so here we are. So yeah, I'm stoked to be getting one. Like I said, I'll have much more about that next week. But you guys let me know, are you going to be getting that book? Um, what do you think of the new fiery new photo? Will we get another one this week? I don't know. I mean, it's been a busy January for a movie not coming out till October already. But maybe we can keep it going. I don't know. Again, I'm very excited about these merch reveals that we just saw. Yeah, Byron says after Halloween. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it took me a few minutes to find that article and remind myself, but yeah, it was after Halloween Kills. So yeah, I should have that next week, and we can talk much more about that. So that's what I got for this week, guys. Let me know if there's something else you guys want to chat about. I got a few more minutes here, and then I'll sign off, and we'll do it again in a week. And also, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel and to check out our pre-recorded weekly show called The Halloween Show that premieres on Fridays at 10:30 a.m. And that recaps all the Halloween news, not just this franchise, but just everything that we cover at HalloweenDailyNews.com. And but yeah, spread the word about these live broadcasts, and try to get the viewership up a little bit. Byron predicts more pictures in March, and then the full trailer late May, early June. Yeah, that sounds about right. I would, the 2018 teaser poster came out in April, exactly 6 months before the film. Um, so March or April, probably we get that poster. We've already gotten those two official photos. I think we'll get some more between now and then. Definitely June, July at the latest, we get the official trailer. Very much possible. I've said before, I could see it coming with The Purge, which I think is going to be in July, the Forever Purge, or with Candyman, which was the original plan to have it debut with Candyman last June. So I could see that happening again for this coming June. And let's see what this is. This is okay, Byron. This is your the Dark Knight photo. Okay, so you're saying could it be like Michael standing the way Batman is with he's got a building crumbling and he's got the bat symbol kind of exploding into itself above him. I could see something like that with Michael kind of standing like that. I don't know. I kind of hope that Kills and Ends, for that matter, keep a similar, I guess you would call it, minimalist look in the advertising, the way that 2018 did. Um, Again, to keep it uniform and just to keep it, I mean, I thought that initial teaser poster with Michael's mask, and it was our first real look at the mask, I thought was great. And then when they had the second poster with him and Laurie, I thought that was really well done. And so I'd like to see something like that. That same color palette, that same simplicity, and that, you know, something iconic, because that was an instantly iconic photo. It's kind of threw back to the 78 with, the way it was shaped and everything, no pun intended. But yeah, I think something very similar to that would be appropriate. August, a sneak peek of the Halloween Kills soundtrack. Yeah, we got to get a new track or two released ahead of time. And August sounds about right, because that would be late summer. That'd be about right when they want to start driving it home. And this is already making all the the most anticipated movies of the year list that everybody's pointing out, which is awesome that there is so much excitement. One other thing I was going to mention, not really a news headline, just some thoughts I've had about Halloween Ends and when and where it's going to film. Again, I don't have any concrete info on that right this minute, but just paying attention to what's going on and keeping my ear to the ground, so to speak, on certain sources and publications that follow the film industry here in North Carolina and just throughout the region. Um, I think it's probably a really good chance it is going to come back here to Wilmington, North Carolina. Numerous uh, articles talking about all the projects that are filming in Wilmington this year have indicated that their inside sources say that it looks good for Halloween Kills to come. I mean, for Halloween Ends to come back to Wilmington where they filmed Halloween Kills. Um, Again, David Gordon Green, Dave McBride, they live in Charleston, South Carolina, so it makes sense that's where they would shoot ideally in their backyard. But between the film incentives that are now back in play here in North Carolina, and also something else that I think will really, because COVID is still very much a thing and very much impacting business here in this state and also the film industry. But here's the thing: Halloween Kills filmed in Wilmington. It was filmed primarily on sound stages at the EUE Screen Gems studios in Wilmington. These are the same sound stages where they filmed The Crow and where they filmed more recently the Swamp Thing series, so they can really create whatever's needed on those sound stages. And this was pre-COVID. This was 2019. Then last year, in the fall of last year, during all of this COVID madness, the new Scream movie filmed there, and again, primarily filmed there on those sound stages. And I think in many ways that Scream film is somewhat of a success story of showing people, how you can film in these times and follow the protocols and do it successfully. And I think a large part of that is having those sound stages and that controlled environment where they can have those safety protocols. So all that being said, and knowing that HK was filmed there, and that they know the crew's there, and that Blumhouse is filming something there right now, I believe. I don't think it's Halloween Ends because I think we know a little bit more about it if it was. Could they be doing it completely in secret? Sure. But numerous publications have said that there's a Blumhouse thriller setting up there, or has already set up there. I don't think it's Ends yet, but I do think all that ties into Blumhouse being comfortable there, and the Halloween Kills crew being comfortable there, and they've still got plenty of time to shoot Halloween Ends. Like I said last week, they could start filming in the fall and film right around literal fall Halloween time for the few shots that aren't on the sound stage. That would obviously be ideal. And that would match up what they did with HK in 2019. They filmed in the fall, right up through Halloween Day. I think they wrapped like right a day or two after Halloween itself. So how fitting. And like I said last week, they could go as far back even as January of next year to begin filming, because it wasn't until January of 2018 that they started filming the Halloween 2018 film in South Carolina. So that's all just, again, me kind of commenting to you guys on what I think is going on, just adding one and one and looking at the situation. I think it's doable that they could do it where they shot HK. I think it makes logistical sense on numerous levels, certainly on the COVID level. So all that taken into consideration, I do think most likely it'll come back to Wilmington. I hope it does. And I look forward to learning more as, we get closer. So that's what I got for this week, guys. And yeah, unless you guys have anything else, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna take a drink and take a breath. I'm gonna say thanks again to all you guys for joining me, for listening to me yap. Always feel free to chime in, join the chat. If you think of something later, come back, drop a comment. I'll get to it next week even. Byron says, wondering how many tracks will be on the HK soundtrack and a deluxe edition, maybe. Well, they did do that expanded deluxe edition of 2018, so I could totally see that happening. How many tracks? I don't know. I mean, how many new tracks? A lot of those tracks on the 2018 film are so great, but they are so short. A lot of them, But some really great cues, some really great moments. I love that 2018 film, and I've said it before. That more than anything is the connective tissue. The soundtrack, is the connective tissue that connects it back to Carpenter more than anything else they did with the story or with Michael. Even I think there are some cinematography things. That long shot. Obviously, there are some. But having Carpenter do the music, that's the connective tissue that really brought it back, back to that feeling of watching the original Halloween 2 or Halloween 3, or even into Halloween 4, where Carpenter was still no longer doing the music. That was Alan Howarth's first time doing it all himself, starting with 4. But you still had a bit of that nostalgia, especially in those opening credits that everybody talks about, because it's great. 45 from the H18 chat. Wow, I had no idea there was that many on the expanded edition. Really? Wow, that is a lot. Yeah, I don't know that it'll be that many on this next one. I certainly look forward to it, though. I certainly, got to own that soundtrack, and I love that that we're going to get another novelization too. You mentioned, that should be one whole Monday night where we just dissect that novelization, because there's a lot in there that's different than the movie and that expands on that. So will some of that make it into these next 2 movies? That's something worth talking about. All right, everybody. Once again, I'm going to say thank you for joining me. As always, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, spread the word about Michael Myers Monday Live, about the Halloween show, about Halloween Daily News. You can always get even more up-to-date info on this franchise and everything that I talk about here at the main website at HalloweenDailyNews.com. And El Senor Dia Creepypastero says, hello, friend. Hello. Happy Michael Myers Monday. I'm just wrapping things up, Senor. Hopefully you can start the episode over from the beginning and see what you missed. But thank you for joining us. Thank you all for joining us. Like I said, check out HalloweenDailyNews.com for more on all of this, and drop me a comment below if you got questions or things you think we ought to try to talk about during next week's broadcast. I do plan on doing another live next week. And thanks, Phil. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Senor Creepypastero. hopefully I'm not messing that up too much, but I love the name. And again, guys, we got a long ways to go. I was adding it up. I think we've got like 30 some Mondays to go between now and Halloween Kills. And I can't promise we'll do a live every single week, but we're going to be here doing a lot of them. And as I've been saying, we're going to get to a point where we're going to be bringing in some special guests from time to time. So stick with me and spread the word. And thank you for all the support and the love. And I look forward to this every week. I hope you guys do. And like I said, you can find more about the figure I talked about earlier, the new version of that guy, and the Trick or Treat for sale. I've already got those links down in the description, along with some other things we talked about tonight. But the quickest way to find it is HalloweenDailyNews.com. Senior says Michael Myers is cool. Yes, he's cool. He's the coolest killer out there. All right, everybody. Stay safe out there. And plan on joining me next Monday. Check out the website. Follow us on all the other social medias. You know where to find us. Just look for Halloween Daily or Halloween Daily News. That's us. Drop me a line. Tell me that you watched the show. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you'd like to see more of in the future. Tell me what you want to see less of in the future. I want to listen to you guys and to connect even more like we've been doing. This is great. I look forward to this every week, and it's always fun to connect in this way with you guys. So I'm going to get out of here. Have a good week, everybody. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. I'll see you next week. And one more time, happy Michael Myers Monday.